I had been working so hard throughout the year, traveling from one workshop to another, attending endless seminars and barely resting. I was exhausted. I needed a break. After all, money isn't everything in life. So, I decided to take some time off and visit my village to rest and reconnect with nature. I applied for 3 weeks annual leave, but my managing director wouldn't approve it at first. He wanted me to take just a week, but I stood my ground and explained how much I needed this time to recharge. Eventually, he understood and granted me the full 3 weeks. Working as an engineer in a state installation was demanding, so I could understand his reluctance. As a man who loves nature, I had built a small clay apartment in the village, roofed with thatch. Simple, quiet, peaceful. I left the city on a Friday, which happened to be a market day. When I arrived, I sent my cousins to the market to buy foodstuffs and everything I'd need. Money wasn't a problem. Being single with a good salary, I only had my parents to care for, and my siblings were doing fine. My cousins bought everything I needed, and I gave them extra money to shop for themselves and the family house. Early the next morning, my childhood friend, Kojo, came to wake me up. He told me there was a communal labor. The village people were cleaning up the square and the roads. I joined him, eager to feel that old sense of belonging. It was there I met Akos, a humble, beautiful, and charming young woman. When I asked about her, Kojo smiled and said, "She's the eye of the village. Every man here wants her for a wife." While we talked, her mother came over to greet me warmly. "When did you come back to the village?" she asked, smiling. "You're now a big man. Tell your mother you met Sister Juliana." Promised I would. Before leaving, I asked if I could visit Akos again, and her mother quickly agreed. Later, when I got home, my cousin had prepared fresh tilapia soup with fufu. Kojo and I ate under the mango tree in my compound until we couldn't take another bite. That evening, Kojo took me to Akos's house. I went with some foreign drinks and cash for her parents, a little city courtesy. Her father was warm and talkative, sharing stories of how we all grew up in the village. We stayed for hours before I finally had time to speak with Akos privately. She agreed to visit my place soon to cook for me. My cousin was excited when I told her. She said Akos was a good woman. A few days later, Akos came over and cooked. Her food was delicious, and she moved with quiet confidence. She wasn't just beautiful, she was graceful and skilled. I began to feel something deeper but wanted to study her more before making any decisions. What I didn't know was that other men in the village were also after her, competing for her attention without much success. One afternoon, Kojo brought bad news. A childhood friend of ours had died from a snake bite on his farm in a neighboring village. He was to be buried over the weekend, so we planned to attend the wake-keeping on Friday night, sleep at a nearby guest house, and return after the burial. We bought fresh palm wine and asked Akos to cook and pack some food for the journey. The wake was emotional yet refreshing. We met many of our old friends, some now successful men in the city. It was around 1 a.m., while I was on my third calabash of palm wine, that my cousin called. I thought she was checking on me, but her voice was trembling. She said some unknown people had set fire to my thatch house. Everything was gone, burnt to ashes.